Hey, it's Kat from catandpaste.wordpress.com, and this is part 3 in the basic pen tool tutorial series. And this one's going to be real quick. It's just taking shapes, basic shapes that Photoshop will draw for you, and customizing them with the pen tool. So let's go ahead and draw a rectangle. Just select the rectangle, draw it if you want. And with this selected, I'm going to use that direct select tool, the white arrow, and you can see that there's points. Each corner has a point, and all you have to do is click and drag. Do whatever you want with that. Beautimous. And then, so that's one option, is you can move points. You can convert points. So these right now are sharp corner points. If you go to the pen tool and you go all the way down to the bottom one, convert point tool, select it, and if you go to a sharp point and click and drag, you now have a rounded point. So that's pretty cool. And you can do this to custom shapes, or you can do it to existing shapes like this one. And another option is that you can add points with add anchor point tool. Click it, and you can click it up, and now you have a point. If you want to add a rounded point, you just click and drag. Now there's a new point there. You can also get rid of anchor points by going to the delete anchor point tool right here. And whoops, we got to select the actual object, and I don't want this one, so I'm going to get rid of that point, and it's gone, just like that. And that's basically it. So you can add points, get rid of points, move points, and change the nature of the point. One kind of cool thing to do, I'll get rid of that shape. I'm going to add a rounded rectangle. So here is a rounded rectangle, and we're going to try to quickly build up the shape that we were already working on in the last tutorial, and see if we can get there a little bit quicker, maybe a little bit more symmetrical. I'm going to draw a point. Let's say it's about halfway through. You can be more exact and actually find the halfway point. I'm not going to right now. And go over to the pen tool in the tools palette, and I'm going to add an anchor point right here at that middle. Whoops, it has to make sure I select actually on the layer. So there it is, added, and I'm going to add another one there. If I go back to the white arrow, it's always constantly going back between the pen tool and the direct selection tool. This is A on the keyboard, so that's, you know, that's a quick shortcut. Drag it down, drag that down. I want those to be sharp, so I'm going to go here and convert point tool. Just convert it to a sharp angle. There we go. And maybe, you know, maybe I'll add some more points. So I'll add a curve here, and a curve here, one down here. I'm clicking and dragging to make them the curves. And I'm going to hit A on the keyboard. That gives me that direct selection tool. And now I'm just going to mess with them. Drag them around. So we're getting closer to that shape. Okay, and then let's also add a point in here. So plus, add anchor point tool. I'm going to click and drag, and click and drag. You can't move it when you're adding a point. You can just determine whether it's a sharp corner or not. You have to always select the direct select tool, which is A on the keyboard again, and then you can select it after you've added that point. So that's a little bit closer to where we were going with the previous shape. It's definitely more symmetrical. You can add all the guides and everything that you need to line points up. One thing here I do want to address real quick is, let me select the actual layer, is that these points right here that were rounded curves on that original rectangle, and then it went to straight. What's going on with these ones is that half of it is a curve and half of it is a sharp, and that just kind of happened in the natural way the program drew that image. So what I'm going to want to do, because it does make it kind of jagged right here, not smooth, I'm going to use the convert tool. I'm just going to click and drag, so now both sides of that point have a handle, which means that it's going to be smooth on both sides. And I need to do that to every one of those corners. And again, you know, this is something you will want to tighten up. I'm not spending the time right now to actually tighten it up and make it look really good because it takes time, and that's just something no one wants to sit and watch. It's just something you have to play with, and you move everything around until you get what you're wanting. But this is another way to approach a custom shape, especially when it's a symmetrical shape like that, is to start with something symmetrical and add points, take away points, and modify them to get that shape. So this might be a little bit more of a easier way to reach that solid looking, smooth, symmetrical shape that we're going for. So play around with that, and hope you enjoy. We'll be back next time looking at strokes and how to get cool outlines and things like that. All right, bye.